Do not adjust the settings on your browser. It is I, Professor Sherman T. Clump, once again taking over the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, March 3rd, 2018. Clump's once again in charge. So what topics do we have in store for you all this week? Well, for starters, we're going to be talking about the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer, the Reboot, the Guardian Code trailer, Marvel's Contest of Champions has gotten the Sentinels, as well as a new update. The Avengers Infinity Wars movie is coming out a week earlier than scheduled. Zoid's anime is getting a brand new adaptation for the summer release. The next Pokemon anime film has officially gotten its title and a trailer. And Made in the Abyss has won huge at the Anime of the Year Anime Awards. Yeah, that's the thing, apparently. Anyway, we have all this and a whole bunch more. Hi, Andrew. What's up?
Hi, Professor. Any particular reason why you're starting the podcast without me?
Oh, well, you see, I just thought I'd come out here and give the people what they really want. And see, they want Professor Clump. They want Professor Sherman T. Clump. Clump's once again in charge. That's right. Clump forever. You want me to get up out of your seat now, don't you?
That'd be nice, yeah.
Oh, no. Guess I better get up then.
All right, everybody. As the professor slowly lingers over to another chair.
Yeah. Go sit over here in this other chair.
Thank you all for tuning in this week for the absolutely completely random podcast. He read off the topics. You know the song and dance though by now before we get into everything. How we go on here. If you know the song and dance you know already, you can check out my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I have a wide variety of stuff from all over the place. Weird collectibles, oddities, strange things you may not have known exist, but now you do. Yes, whatever can be seen can never be unseen. Remember that. Check it out if you're interested. They make great gifts, make great curios, and they make great conversation starters, technically. I mean, you could literally just put one of those on a coffee table and just have a conversation. Yeah, I tracked this down on eBay and I bought it off of a seller. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, if you're interested, that's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay, all lowercase, by the way. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes, and you can also follow me on Facebook via my new Facebook page, the Web Designer 18 Facebook page on Facebook.com. Yeah. So anyway, how was my week? Well, good and bad. Work sucks. No more I can say. Weather was really something strange this week. So we got hit with a lovely little storm yesterday. And it knocked out power for a lot of people around us. We, however, just had the lights flicker a couple times, and it knocked out the TV twice. Didn't shut the power off completely, just flickered enough to trigger the TV to shut off and then come back on. So that was kind of interesting. Messed up the router a couple times as my grandfather was listening to an episode of Gunsmoke on an old-timey radio channel, and it stopped the audio because the router had to reboot and it wasn't able to pick it up, so that was kind of fun. But otherwise, yeah, the week's been pretty entertaining and interesting. I did an Andrew Rance video, and for the first time ever, got it up the same night I recorded it, because I tried it, a program that was built into my laptop for video editing. I tried it once before, and it didn't pan out too well. I don't know why, but it worked a lot better the second time, so maybe I'll use that in the future for certain videos. I don't know. But anyway, so that I did that this week. Played some Contest of Champions, which will be leading into a later on topic. But other than that, mostly just spent the week trying to, enjoy myself, recover, not have to deal with the rain and the weather and everything else. But otherwise, that's been my week. So let's get into the podcast. What am I thinking? Before I go any further, I have a special shout out to make. Now, yesterday apparently were birthdays galore. Apparently, March 2nd seems to be the central hub of birthdays. And there are two, count them, two that I'd like to give shout-outs for. Yes, I know it's belated. Here's the thing. I record this podcast on a Saturday. It goes up on a Sunday. So it's belated either way. First one is to XX Suzaku X7XX on Twitter, who turned 29 yesterday. Was very excited about it, so congratulations. I'll turn 29 later this year in August, which will actually be on a Saturday this year. Because last year it was on a Friday, and this year it'll actually be a Saturday, because this year isn't a leap year. And the other one was my mom, whose age I'm not going to give under the threat of she will scream, holler, yell, and possibly chase me down with the car if I tell her age to anyone outside of the family. So, my mom's birthday was yesterday, so there was that. I got her something nice. I got her a DVD of a show that she was watching online. So now she can watch it anytime she wants. She doesn't have to worry about having an internet connection. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. I forgot about those two things. So happy birthday, happy belated birthday to the two of you. And now, let's get into the podcast, shall we? Let's start this show off right. Alright, so the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer is dropped. And first off, I just want to say this. If you ever make a trailer and out of one part of the trailer, within a few days, you see hundreds of memes and hundreds of pictures and hundreds of jokes about the one part of a trailer, I would call that a success. So the Wreck-It Ralph trailer dropped, and it's gone huge. This is beautiful. It explains everything that's going to be happening in the movie, at least the best it can for like the minute 5 seconds that it is, if not like 2, maybe something, I don't know. But for the short amount of time that it is, it explains a hell of a lot. So the whole thing is Ralph and Vanellope get sucked into the internet when Litwack hooks up a wireless router. Of course, because Litwack's, old school and he's using a beat-up computer. Yeah, took him this long to get online. When did Wreck-It Ralph... What was the first one? What was the year that one was taking place? Huh. It's an interesting question. See, it was the anniversary of Fix-It Felix Jr., and if that was an actual game, which I think it was, you add up the anniversary, and that should tell you the year it's taking place in, and that's really scary. Litwack didn't have internet at that place. Whoo! Wow. Then again, what do you expect? The man has an arcade in a big-ass vacant parking lot right by a freaking bridge. Yeah, it's a brilliant place. The location sucks there. How you manage to do business, damn, I'll never know. You must be the only game in town. But anyway, Ralph and Vanellope get sucked into the internet, where they suddenly find themselves everywhere. And I don't want to give too much away, so I don't want to spoil the trailer, but by now, everybody who's anybody has seen it. I recommend seeing it. Just checking it out, even for a minute, is worth it. The best part has to come near the end of the trailer. Ralph finds a whole bunch of games. And of course, Ralph's going to get involved in this. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're seeing throughout the internet. They come across eBay where they're looking at a picture of a sad cat. It's like a velvet sad cat, which Vanellope even comments that's going to haunt her for a while. Ralph's getting bombarded by ads, which annoy the crap out of all of us. But it's just hilarious what happens. You see this little girl in this car playing this tablet game where you have a bunny sitting on one side of the table and a kitty cat sitting on the other side of the table. The bunny gets the pancakes and the kitty gets the milkshakes. That's going to hold a precedence here in a moment. So what Ralph does, he comes in, he's like, he goes, hold on, kid, I got this. And he starts doing what she's supposed to be doing. And it's sort of interesting. It's cute. It's funny. It's hilarious. Then the kicker happens. Vanellope comes out with this big cart filled with pancakes. And I mean, we're talking pure golden flapjacks here, drizzled with maple syrup or some type of syrup, I'm assuming maple, and topped with a little square of butter. We're talking the traditional picture you find everywhere pancakes. And Vanellope comes out with this huge cart full of them, and the bunny just gets this look on its face like, this is not going to end well for me. So Ralph's starting to feed the bunny. He goes, pancake, 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 pancake. He goes, eat up, little guy. And Vanellope, quickly noticing that that Ralph should stop, goes, Ralph, I think maybe you should feed the kitty for a little while. And Ralph goes, no, the kitty gets the milkshake. The bunny gets the pancakes. And he pushes one more stack of pancakes to the bunny that just is already gigantic at this point. I mean, it looks like a ball with a rabbit head attached to it. And the rabbit literally just forces the stack of pancakes into its mouth. Syrup's getting stuck on the top of its mouth and the outer lips. And all of a sudden you see the rabbit suddenly growing and growing and growing. And then they hear this pop noise. And it scares the crap out of the kid in the back seat of the car. And the mom's driving. Or I should say parent, but I'm thinking it was the mom. It looked like the mom. Is driving the car, and the kid screams in total terror that the rabbit just exploded on the screen. And it's like, holy crap! It was funny. That's the one thing I remember. So if like 20 years from now somebody goes, oh, what was that movie where these two digital characters go into the internet and all hell breaks loose? I'll go, oh, that could have been any number of movies. Yeah, but the trailer for it had this bunny that was fed a whole bunch of pancakes. Oh, that was Wreck-It Ralph too. Ah, that's it, thank you. I will remember that moment for the rest of my life. Because it was just so priceless. Seeing this rabbit explode, or at least having the feeling that it exploded. You heard the pop, so that insinuates the rabbit go boom, the rabbit got popped. That's not a good sign. But like a day or two later, I'm seeing so many memes on Twitter, so many things online for this the rabbit has exploded type thing. There was a picture of a little girl, and I'm assuming it was the demigod from Moana. If not, it's just somebody that's supposed to look like the demigod, eating a whole bunch of pancakes, and the little girl's just picturing in her head what's going to happen and is trying to stop the eating of the pancakes because she knows he's gonna go boom. She's afraid he's gonna go boom, and he's just giving this look like, I don't even know if it's a he or she in that picture, to be honest with you. It's just giving this look like, what's wrong with you? And the little girl's picturing, I should say the little kids anyways, picturing this, no, stop, don't eat anymore. That, like I said, if they take one thing from this, that's huge. I mean, that was funny. And one decent joke can make a trailer. I mean, okay, now, what would suck is if that isn't even in the movie, because that would be like that 1998 Godzilla abomination, where we had this great scene where Godzilla goes over the New York Public Library, and everyone inside the library, I should say Discount Godzilla, that wasn't even Godzilla. So Discount Godzilla goes over the library, and everyone's just like shocked. And when you see the movie, it's not in the movie. No, the movie was some Jurassic Park nightmare that they slapped the Godzilla name on. And that they somehow suckered Matthew Broderick into starring in. I think he regrets that movie. If he doesn't, he should. That was a horrible movie. I mean, it's kind of bad when that movie gets, the rights for it are bought by the actual makers of the Godzilla franchise, just so that they can have Godzilla take on the quote-unquote fake Godzilla to blow it up. But see, that stuff is memorable, so the bunny thing from Wreck-It Ralph 2, that's memorable. So this will drop, the movie comes out, I should say, later this year. It comes out in November of this year, because it said this Thanksgiving, so it's going to come out, I'm thinking like right around Thanksgiving, probably the Wednesday before, like usual for a lot of these movies. I want to try to see it if I can. I'm going to try my damnedest, unless I'm working night shift again, which I'm really hoping I'm not going to be. But I'm going to try my best to see this, because, I mean, it's just, whew, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Words cannot explain how good it was. Pause my video, pause this podcast right now, right here at this part, pause it, open up a second tab if you can, check out this trailer. I will gladly wait, because if it's YouTube, you'll know where I am. If not, pause this video, check it out. I highly recommend it. I think about it, I will put a link in the description of this video to check out this trailer, because the trailer is just so wonderful. I can't even put it into words. I really can't. It's just that good. Alright, so going from one trailer that's good, let's go to a trailer that sucked. The Reboot, the Guardian Code trailer for this Netflix abomination from hell. I'm sorry, I mean that at this point, and I will explain why. I did an entire rant video on this, so there isn't really much to say that I didn't already say in that. Check out that video if you want to know more. But here's the Cliff Notes version of it for those of you that didn't see that video yet. Reboot the Guardian Code is this CGI live-action abomination that's coming out supposedly later this month, unless they changed it up, because it wasn't in the official, this is the stuff coming to Netflix this in March, and it's supposed to be coming to Netflix in March. So, this is supposed to be the quote-unquote sequel to the original 1990s and early 2000s Reboot series, detailing the adventures of Bob, Dot, and Enzo in the city of Mainframe. That show ran for 3 good seasons and 1 piss-poor season. So 4 seasons total, and yes, any true fan knows which season's the piss-poor one. For those of you that don't know, it's season 4. It was 2 made-for-TV movies that they cropped up into 8 episodes. That was it. And in all honesty, I agree with their original idea. It should have been 3 made-for-TV movies cropped up into 12 episodes. That would have at least given us some type of a closure. But anyway, the Guardian Code trailer came out, and it's horrendous. Now, the CGI on it, I will admit, is beautiful. That's breathtakingly beautiful, especially for this day and age. The plot, the story, the everything else is just so abysmally bleak. It's not even funny. So you have these 4 kids that go to Allen Turning High School. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right again. I have to think in my head here. And the whole premise is that they get summoned to Room 0 as their new homeroom. First off, I want to know what type of a school would do that. Because when I went to high school, they did not send you a text message to tell you what your homeroom was. When I went to high school, you knew where your homeroom was going to be before the first day of school. That was your homeroom for the whole time you were at that school. I'm not joking. They honestly were going to do that. Except for the fact that my homeroom, I had the same teacher, but we had to switch rooms because they moved her to a different part of the hallway and they put somebody else in her old room. So they had to swap rooms, but it really wasn't that big of a deal as far as I was concerned. So, the trailer for this, though, like I said, beautiful CGI work. I thought of another show they're kind of ripping off after I did after I did my rant video, I should say. So in the rant video, I said that it basically seems like they're ripping off 6, Power Rangers VR Troopers, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, just to name a few. Did not dawn on me at the time until I saw my little collection of them sitting by my bedside. Tenkai Knights. They are basically ripping that off too. We can throw that on top of this list too. And the trailer was made by Rainmaker Studios. The whole series is made by them. This new series is made by them. And they're doing something that, even in the rant video, I said is appalling and disgusting. So they've taken it upon themselves to prevent any problems, as it were, with the potential release of this. They have taken the precautions of censoring any negative comments on the trailer. Now, you would think, okay, maybe there's some haters out there and it's really good, they just want to make it 100% beautiful. No. The last time I checked, the trailer had 10,000 dislikes plus. And I'll even pull it up quick now to see what it's up to. I'm not going to play it. I'll see what it's up to. But it's like 10,000 dislikes. And it's just not a good thing. That's horrible. If you have a trailer that's that bad, and this is the official trailer, and it's that many dislikes, forget it. you're screwed at that point. Okay, I had to quick pause it as it popped up. So, yeah, sorry for the pause there, by the way. I've been told that I paused too much. But anyway, let's see here. How many dislikes are we up to? Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. I gotta lean in here. We are up to 11,533 dislikes and 944 likes. So I believe this is a failure. And this trailer has been viewed 318,985 times. So that right there is a definite 100% failure. I'm sorry. That is a failure. When you officially hit that low of a number, when you are at that low of a thing, when people are disliking your trailer left and right, that is a problem. And they have their own YouTube page, Reboot the Guardian Code. It's horrendous. I'm just going to come out and say it. The CGI in it, if it would be for anything else. Oh, I forgot. I'm still thinking of ones that I said in my video that they're ripping off. But, like I said, if the CGI was for anything else, and I mean anything else, I would be gung-ho on this. I'd go, yeah, this is going to be great. You know, sign me up. I want to watch this. It's CGI showmanship that they're slapping the Reboot name on. It's, we're going to make a brand new show, and inside this show, we're going to have everything that's Reboot, apparently. So the 4 kids are recruited by Vera. I'm not going to say what her name was again. It's idiotic to begin with. As the Guardian Protocol. They cannot reveal their true identities to the world, so they're like secret agents or Power Rangers, or the VR Troopers, or the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, or the Super Sentai. They're just ripping off so much crap. And apparently there's some unseen person that's supposedly the villain that revived Megabyte. Hence, more of the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad ripping off, because that's Malcolm Frink and KiloCon. You're just taking stuff from shows that were already better, that were just as old as Reboot, if not a little older, and were better, and flushing that down the toilet, hoping that the concoction makes a decent show for you. And this is Rainmaker's creation. They're proud of this. 11,533 dislikes, and I know I'm at least one of them. That is not something to go, yeah, I think this is a great thing. No. That is a humongous middle finger to the fans. You have fans that, in all honesty, have been waiting patiently and die-hardingly for a reboot of some type of this series. A revival, something. A made-for-TV movie, anything. And you come out with this. Now, I don't like that. I'm not alone in that, apparently. If you got 11,533 dislikes, that's huge. And I don't call that a success. I call that a miserable failure. And I mean a failure of epic proportions failure. But if you want to keep, toting the flag of, we're doing great, then be my guest, because you're failing miserably, and I see the writing on the wall, as it were. I mean, the writing's on the wall. You're crashing and burning here, and there's no way out of it. But, I don't know, maybe you'll find a way to find something. I personally hope this is going to get canceled within the first week. That the ratings for it are just going to be so abysmal that Netflix will look at it and go, yeah, we should have never backed this. Yeah, yank the plug on it. We're going to be hemorrhaging money out of this thing. I know. Yank the plug. They're done. Because I don't see this taking off. I really don't. So it's scheduled to come out sometime this month. I don't remember when. 20 to 26 episodes. If you want to watch it and you have Netflix, check it out if you're into CGI stuff. Just ignore the fact that it's Reboot related. If you're a diehard fan of Reboot, avoid this like the plague. I don't have Netflix, and even if I did, I wouldn't be watching this if you paid me. No amount of money in the world can make me want to watch this. So it's safe to say I'm staying clear of it. So, yep. But anyway, it's not that bad. I mean, the CGI isn't bad. The plot and everything else, that's what sucks. And that's where they lost me. And I'm not coming back from it. Okay, so how many of you out there are enjoying Marvel Contest of Champions if you haven't been playing it yet? No, it's not a shameless plug. I play it myself all the time. In fact, to be, some of my fans can attest to that. I play it all the time. I'm on there pretty much every day. So, recently, the contest at the end of February, about February 27th, received the newest update, version 17.1. After the massive crap storm that was version 17.0, and if you sit down and think about it, it was. There were 2 emergency maintenances, 16 if I counted it right. Because there were a couple times that I would log in and it would say that we're down for maintenance. So like 16 times they took the server down for maintenance. And I was keeping count, so I'm pretty sure it was 16. If not, it was spread out. But you had all that, and still massive issues. Where characters are like missing, the attacks aren't even hitting, and you're rolling out the next update already because it's March. I would have just kept everything, did like a blank month or something. Nope. You figure, we'll fix it all with version 17.1. I hate to see what 17.2 is going to be. But anyway, it went on like this, and apologize for the yawn there. So it went on, took effect on Wednesday. So what's new, Thursday. So what's new with this update? Well, for starters, you get new quests. MODOK's Lab's back, which, yeah, who cares? It's basically the same thing it was the last time. You basically go into his laboratory. You can use the randomizer, which is a little die that he gives you X amount of, and you earn some more. Or you can buy them. They're like 30 gold in the shop to change the bluffs for the MODOK's laboratory arena. You can only do MODOK's lab once every 9 hours, but unlike the previous, I want to say the previous quests like this, you're not limited to one shot per 9 hours. You can do each difficulty one time in the 9 hours. That would have been nicer, in all honesty, with your freaking trials for the Black Panther event. Because there were times where you had to pick, okay, which one of the crystals do I want? Because I only get one shot at this. Okay, I'm going to go with the 4-star. I'm going to go with the 3-star. Because you want to get the good crystals, the good crystal shards, because you only get one shot. Now it's every 12 hours. Same as this one. Okay, it's 12, every 12 hours. So you can only play it once every 12 hours. But unlike the last one, you can do each difficulty once. So that's actually not too bad. The other event, which is the standard new month, new event quest, is X-Men Savage Future. So, the premise of it is as follows. And I apologize again for yawning. The mutants of the contest find their tentative peace shattered when an old foe begins to wreak havoc throughout the battle realm. As they try to control their bestial opponent, the even greater danger arrives to confront them, culminating in a warning from a distant future and decision that may drive a rift between the X-Men. All of this is basically led up to the Sentinels, which are now available in the game. And apparently these are Sentinels that were, in the future, they decided to betray the mutant that created them, and they've been infused with ISO 8, which is ISO 8. They've been infused with the ISO 8 or the ISO from the contest, which is the power that's holding the champions hostage there. And they've come to eliminate stuff. As of this recording, there's still time in the arenas to try to win one of the Sentinels. I'm actually trying my damnedest. I'm up to like the 5th milestone reward for it for the 3-star arena. I'm trying my damnedest to get one. And that's the one thing that always annoys me with these arenas is that you have a shot at one of the champions, either a 3 or 4-star version of it. So you can try your damnedest in the arenas, battle your heart out to get up high enough, or just for the sake of it, I'm really tired. Just for the sake of it, you could try the 4-star one, but it takes more time because that one you have to get higher amounts of points per milestone. Whereas the 2 and 3-star arena, you don't. Each one's, the higher you go, the more progressively difficult it's going to get. Whereas right off the bat, it's pretty hard if you don't have a lot of 4-star champions for that arena. So, I've been doing the 3-star one because I don't have that many 4 and 5 stars. I only have 2 5-stars and a few 4-stars. I have a tremendous amount of 2 and 3-stars, so I was doing the 3-star arena one. I qualified for the rank reward, so that's good, but I'm still working on getting it. I don't think I'm going to, though. I never do. The highest I got, because I was trying to get the Ragnarok Hulk, not last month, but I think the month before, I got up to like the 26 to 51%, and then like the 11% range, but I just wasn't getting enough points to get that final push to nail the full rate of it, so that was the end of it. I mean, I didn't get it, and I was kind of bummed about it. But there are more things, though, with this update and the increase of stuff, the newer stuff. There were a bunch of bug fixes, which I'm going to rattle off now. So the bug fixes were as follows. They fixed an issue where receiving help from your alliance mates could cause slowdowns in gameplay. Fixed an issue with MODOK where he was able to trigger the parry auto-blocking. When auto-blocking, he was able to trigger parry. Which I don't think that should have happened. But then again, that would be a well-timed block. Who cares? Fixed an issue where Scarlet Witch's power steal would also steal power from herself. Fixed an issue where Psylocke was triggering willpower when striking an opponent with no power. Fixed an issue with the Machoism buff where Mordo was able to trigger his astral evade ability without being stunned, and that ability pisses me off. Fixed an issue where certain parts of the screen were blacked out on some Huawei devices. Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's see here. Fixed an issue where Dr. Voodoo's power burn was triggering willpower when striking the opponent. Let's see here. Fixed an issue completing a fight with Morningstar's special 3-star or 3 attack would grant more souls than intended. Fixed an issue where Doctor Strange would gain power when struck on a power gain node. Who cares? Added clarification to willpower's description. Fixed a text issue in Mordo's when stunned ability description. Added clarification to Red Hulk's passive ability. Dr. Octopus will no longer remove resonant debuffs on opponents with his heavy attacks. So what does all this mean? Well, they're fixing bugs and issues that are pissing off some players. I'm a player. I may not put money into your game, but I play it. How about fixing some of the issues that I'm having? The sudden spike in AI difficulty, for example. The all of a sudden you can't access some of the stuff. How about, and this is a major one, you fix the issue when my attacks can go through my opponent and I know that they're connecting and it's not registering a connection. Yeah. And it's not just with 4 stars either. I got my butt handed to me by a 2-star that took down my 5-star. That ain't a good sign, folks. So how about fixing some of those issues before you start fixing minute ones? Oh, one character has a thing that's a glitch that's giving more souls. Another one's triggering this and that accidentally when they're doing what supposedly you're supposed to do to activate the ability in the first place. Who cares? Fix the stuff that needs to be fixed, not the other way around. But all honesty, it's still moving along. The game's still going, which is a good thing, especially in this day and age. It's still going. It's still going strong. There's a tremendous amount of characters. If you haven't played it yet, check it out. If you need an alliance to join, I'm the leader of the Wasabi Warriors. Come check us out. We got plenty of open spaces. Just, don't treat us like garbage or anything. We do have hearts and we do have feelings. We don't really do much. You can play the game however you want. Just don't do any smack talking. Don't belittle anybody. But you can honestly play the game as you want. If you want to do story quests, do story quests. If you want to play in the arenas, play in the arenas. I'm not going to stop you. But anyway, the game's still going strong. It's going well, and that's a good thing. So, yeah, it could be worse. It could have went the way of Digimon Heroes. I still miss that game. Alright, we can actually thank Robert Downey Jr., one of the, I want to say, best actors in the Marvel Universe. So, earlier this week, and this was brought to my attention via Twitter. God bless Twitter. So, the world of Marvel, things are bright. Black Panther's kicking ass and taking names at the box office. It's going gangbusters. And now, the next installment in the Avengers franchise is slated for a May release. Well, that was until Tony Stark had a few things to say. Believe it or not, that line that I just read was typed up by me. I actually just typed that up so that I would remember what I wanted to talk about with this. In a series of tweets, the Iron Man asked Marvel if he could see the movie earlier and was rewarded. So these are the tweets, and I actually want to read them off because this is cool how they did this. So it's coming out a week earlier, by the way. So it's coming out on the... hold on, I'll explain when you read the tweets. So, at Robert Downey Jr. sent a tweet to at Marvel Studios. Any chance I could see it earlier? And these were all made public, by the way, so nobody can come after me and going that I, hacked something. No, these were all made public because I actually looked the rest of this up on an actual news site. So, Well, mostly it came off of Twitter anyway, but still. It was the Twitter news feed. So Marvel Studios replied back, anything for you, Mr. Stark. How's April 27th? Which was immediately met with, great, with friends. And that was replied back with, hold on a second here. You mean these friends? And it was a picture of a lot of people. It was at Chris Evans, at Chadwick Boseman, at Daniel Guerreri, at Mark Ruffalo, at John Cheadle, at Anthony Michael, or Mackle 71, or 171, I don't know. And that was met back with Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. replying with the entire world, which was met with, that's a fantastic idea, done. So, it's coming in theaters. Avengers Infinity War will be in theaters everywhere on April 27th. Now, this made huge headlines with this because, first off, it was interesting. Because Iron Man was always one of my favorite characters. Yes, I know the whole backstory of Tony Stark. He's an alcoholic. I don't fixate on that character. I like the Iron Man suit, okay? I'm sorry. That's what I like about Iron Man. Huge fan of Iron Man. Favorite Marvel hero. Wish I had more of him in the Contest of Champions. All I have is a freaking 2-star. I got rid of the 1-star for some Tech ISO 8 and some regular ISO 8. So I got a 2-star. I got a couple of the superior ones. I got a 2 and 3-star of that. I would like some higher ones of the regular, the classic one. Better yet, How about give me a decent stuff? Like some decent ones in that. But I'm just a huge Iron Man fan, so this got my attention right off the bat. Not only that, but I am a fan of Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I've seen a majority of the movies that he's been in. The only one that I don't like, and I don't recommend even pulling it up on anything to watch, is that Singing Detective. That was stupid. If I couldn't get into that movie in the first 5 minutes, it's trash. And that's what it was. So, it was sort of interesting seeing this. And I just thought, oh, this is cool. I was really excited about this. And then when you find out it's coming out at the end of April instead of, May. It's not coming out May 4th anymore. It's coming out the end of April, April 27th. I'm like, hey, this is really cool. Hey, I'm liking this a lot more. And then it's like, boom. Now it's just wonderful. But here's the thing. Now, this was also met with some people going, oh, well, now May can't say that it has this and that. So, as I was talking, in case you noticed a couple little breaks there where I was breathing and quickly typing, I was pulling up the list of movies that are supposed to be coming out in May of this year. So, at least I'm hoping here. Okay. So, Thursday, May 3rd, they were going to have Like Arrows. It's a faith movie. That's still coming out. It's going to be a one-day only thing. You have Friday, May 4th, which was supposed to be Avengers Infinity Wars. Now, The Guardians, limited. So, there's that. The following week, we have Life of the Party, Breaking In, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot, and The Seagull. The last two are limited releases. The first two are nationwide. On the 18th, we have the untitled Deadpool sequel. God help us all. Book Club and Show Dogs for nationwide releases. And limited releases, you have Pope Francis, A Man of His Word, Anders Manor, Cuba on Chelsea Beach. And for May 25th, you have Solo, A Star Wars Story. So, in all honesty, as much fun as it is to think that Robert Downey Jr. just used his influence and star power to get this movie pushed up a week, I think it was more from a marketing standpoint. I mean, Marvel movies will always do well at the theaters. Ever since the Avengers came out, ever since Guardians of the Galaxy came out, they will do well at the theaters. I mean, hell, look at Black Panther. That thing's gone gangbusters at the theater since it came out. So, it's safe to say that this movie, while the hype is built up for it, you also have to wonder, is the hype going to be enough to get asses in the seats if it has to compete for an entire month with a Deadpool movie, which is sort of its own thing, if not, as I think it might still be owned by Fox, but then again, Marvel owns Disney now, owns part of Fox, and Marvel is owned by Disney, so it's kind of all the same thing now. So they'd be competing with themselves, and I'm just not that big a fan of Deadpool, so. But then you also have the Star Wars movie, which again is another Disney product because Disney owns Star Wars. So Disney was trying to own the month of May. If you think about it, they figured, okay, we're going to have the Avengers Infinity War. We're going to have, Deadpool a week or two later. And then we're going to have the last Friday of the month, we're going to nail them with that solo Star Wars movie. May's going to be the month of Disney. Well, it's not anymore, since the Avengers is now moved to April 27th. In case you haven't gotten a hint by now, by the way, in this segment, April 27th. That's when the new Avengers movie will drop. And boy, oh boy, am I looking forward to that. I mean, they've been building this up. I kind of want to see it. But I just kind of think it's cool how they played that out. It's like, yeah, Tony Stark, the billionaire genius, playboy philanthropist, basically tells Marvel Studios, hey, I want to have the entire world come see the Avengers kick ass early. Yep. Now, of course, there's still the rumors yet that they're going to kill him off in the movie. I don't believe in those type of rumors until I see them. You never know. If they do, I'm going to be sad. But I still want to go see the movie anyway. I'm going to try my best to go see it. So it's coming out on April 27th. I'm looking forward to that. You can look forward to it too. I mean, you might be able to go see it the first weekend maybe. Be part of the hype train. But still, like I said, it was an interesting thing. It's like, how it came up on Twitter was that Tony Stark gets Avengers moved up a week. And it's just so cool to see this happen, especially at this time, because you're like literally under a month, or just a little over a month away from it coming out. And it's all of a sudden, it's like, wow, now we're getting the Avengers movie like a few weeks, like a week earlier, and now the timeline's just closing that much faster. It's like, hey, it's coming out a lot sooner now. Huh. It's going to be good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. That's about all I got to say on it. I mean, it's just an interesting topic that they did it that way. That's good marketing. It really is. Alrighty, now to talk about a topic I've been waiting to talk about all night. I've been waiting to talk about this since I found out about it earlier in the week. So, for anybody out there that has never heard of them, I am a fan of a little anime series called Zoids. And what Zoids are basically mechanicalized creatures that, well, they're mechs that resemble animals. Either dinosaurs, gorillas, slugs, tigers, lions, ligers, things like that. Birds, bats, giant brachiosauruses, fish, what have you. I just freaking love this stuff. When I was growing up, when I was in, I want to say middle school. Yeah, middle school. Had to think there for a minute. I adored the crap out of this stuff. I loved it. So, it just got to the point where it's just really cool. I adored it. I was drawing the Blade Liger in study hall, detailing the crap out of it, impressing my one teacher because she's like, yeah, that's somebody that's got a really intelligent mind there if they're detailing everything on the picture. It was only a 2D picture. If I would have been doing it in 3D, that would have been something to be a little more impressive about. But I just like this whole series. But when I was growing up, there were two of them that I watched. Was Zoids Century Zero and Zoids Chaotic Century. Because that was the order in which I saw them. I know the one comes before the other, actually, because Chaotic Century came before Century Zero because the final, and spoiler, by the way, for those of you that haven't seen it, the final battle in Zoids Chaotic Century was them taking on the Death Soarer. And they had to use the Ultrasaurus for that. And the Ultrasaurus in Century Zero was the finish line in the Grand Prix. Or in the Royal Cup. That was the, finish line. And it was the exact same one, dilapidated, beat the hell, rusted all over. That's what it was. I freaking love this stuff. I really do. The last Zoids series that I saw, sadly, was Zoids Fusers, and that was only up until Cartoon Network ditched it at, I think it was like episode 26. It's like a 50-ish episode series, and they ditched it at episode 26, right as they got the 4 Zoid fusion robot together that the villains had, and that was where they ended it, and I never saw anything since. Well, I mean, okay, I could have probably just looked it up online too, but at the time I didn't have the internet. So anyway, Zoids Wild is a new TV anime announced for this summer, and boy howdy does it have me excited. It really does. I'm like a freaking kid on Christmas morning. I'm a 5-year-old running down the steps Christmas morning to see what's underneath the tree and see what happened. I'm giddy as all can be for this. So get ready for the return of Zoids. Takara Tomi's franchise is coming back to the world of TV anime for the first time in nearly 12 years with Zoids Wild. The series is currently planned for a summer 2018 debut on MBS in Japan, which is a pretty big station. They do a lot of good stuff. So, we have Norihiko Shuto, or Sutoi. I can't. Sutoi. So I apologize if I mispronounce it. Who's famous for Pokemon Black and White, is lined up to direct the anime with Mitsutaka. Yeah, Mitsutaka Hirota. Digimon Adventure Tri, which is still going on. The final film, I think, is just coming out or is out already. On series composition for the OLM production. Don't know who that is. There will also be a manga adaptation of Zoids Wild in Shogakukan's monthly Koro Koro comic magazine starting this April, as well as the requisite line of toys this June. The toys are what I like. Of course, it means they're going to be expensive as crap because, it's going to be coming from Japan. It's be import stuff. So they ain't going to be cheap. For anybody outside of Japan, they ain't going to be cheap. So that's sad. But as far as the manga is concerned, that's cool. I have never seen a Zoids manga. And the sad part is I probably saw pictures of it. Pictures of one, or I might have seen one on my bookstore's bookshelf at one point in time. I just don't remember. Because I probably didn't pick it up and buy it. But I love Zoids. I really do. I love them. The model kits were great. The figures, they actually had figures for the Century Zero ones. I always liked the Liger Zero because it had the CAS, or the Change Armor System, where you could change out the white armor for any of three types. Schneider, Panzer, and Jaeger. Schneider was a Blade one, Jaeger was a jet-boosted speed one, and Panzer was just the big-ass, gun-toting. If you're busting that thing out, somebody's going to be wrecked. There ain't no coming back from that. I played some of the games that came out. I played Zoids Battle Legends on the GameCube. Well, I still had my GameCube. Sadly, it was one of the things that had to be sacrificed to help pay some bills. It was a fun game, I will say that. Rare to find another copy of it, but it was a fun game. I also played a Game Boy Advance game. I believe it's called Zoids Legacy, if my memory serves me correctly. It was basically like a Super Robot Tyson style game where you just gather up allies from different series and different adventures, and they all come together, like the Zoids Fusers team, the Chaotic Century team, an original story team, things like that. And they just all come together. You battle everybody. It's loads of fun. I played the crap out of that. Yes, that one I was in middle school when I got it. I would have been 7th grade. 7th or 8th grade when I got that. Thinking 8th. I'm thinking 8th grade when I got that game. Yeah, 8th grade. So, it was a lot of fun. I'm just a huge Zoids fan. I love the Blade Liger from Chaotic Century. Love the Genosaurus from Chaotic Century. Liger Zero from Century Zero. I even like Blade Liger Phoenix from Fusers. Fusers was a good series. I adored it. I loved it. I wish it would have finished here in the U.S. instead of getting screwed. So I'm a huge Zoids fan. And this is coming out, brand new series. I'm looking forward. Tomy comes out with some great stuff, both figure-wise and everything else. If you see their name on it, you know it's good. Very seldomly has something that they have touched been crap. And okay, I can hear somebody typing in the comments now. No, a lot of stuff they've done is crap. No, a lot of stuff that's geared towards what I like isn't crap. Yes, there might be stuff that I don't know about that's crap, but then again, everything could be crap that nobody knows about. So I'm looking forward to it. Summer debut this year. I'm looking forward to it. hoping it'll be simulcast, maybe like on Crunchyroll or something. I will watch that. That is just something that is amazing to me. Zoids was always amazing to me. I always liked it, always will like it. It will always hold a place in my heart. Especially the fact because I want to try to my damnedest at some point in time to get my hands on a decent Liger Zero model kit. The last one I had was the one that came out, and that thing's in pieces. That's what happens when it falls and breaks in the middle of the night. But oh man, I just love Zoids. I do. I love Zoids. I really do. I love them. They're great. They really are. Okay, Professor, I got a question for you since you've been sitting quietly most of this time. What do you think about the information on the next Pokemon anime film? I mean, Pokemon's been going on now for how many years?
Pokemon's been going on for a good long time. I mean, didn't they just have their 20th anniversary or something not too long ago?
Yeah, I think they did. I think that was the I Choose You movie was for their 20th, so that's not too far. I wasn't too long ago. So, according to this information, though, courtesy of an update on the official site, we now have the info on this year's Pokemon movie. The 21st feature in the series is titled Pokemon the Movie, Everyone's Story. And its 5 protagonists are on display in a new trailer and visual.
Yeah. So, the previous one was titled, The Story Picks Up After the 20th Feature, I Choose You. So I was right.
Yeah, I figured you were right, Professor.
Yeah, you see, Clump's always right. I mean, I'm a professor. Clump's always right. And has Satoshi/Ash meeting up with 5 new characters during the Furin City.
During what? During Furin City's annual Wind Festival. Oh, alright.
Yeah. The characters include high school Elisa, a notorious liar, Kagachi, I guess, timid researcher, Torito, eccentric Pokemon hating lady, Hatsui, and the mysterious girl known as Largo. You can meet them all in the trailer, basically in the trailer.
Yeah, let's face it, I mean, Pokemon's come a long way. It's 20 years, 21 now with this. It's old enough to drink at this point. I mean, it's gone a decent amount of time.
Yeah, that's true. I never would have thought that this would have been just for a whole bunch of little creatures that were originally part of a cartridge-based game system that could just fit in your pocket.
That's why they were called Pocket Monsters. It spawned trading cards, anime series, spin-offs of the anime series, movies, merchandising, the likes of which Mel Brooks's characters from Spaceballs would have been ogling and drooling over the amount of merchandising that this series has done.
Yes, that's true. There's a tremendous amount of merchandise out there. I mean, you have Pikachu hats, Pikachu everything else, and then you have Pokemon Go.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Professor. We also have Pokemon Go, which is a huge thing. I mean, it's gigantic at this point.
Yes, that's true. But at the same time, it's also wondering, though, has it gotten too big now to the point where it needs to just disappear and be put down? I mean, let's just think about it logically here for a moment. If it's been out for a good 20-some years, at this point in time, it's effectively already reached its pinnacle of success, and there's really nothing else it can do to make itself go higher. Each and every single season, they come out with a whole group of new Pokemon, adding to the overall total number, originally from 150 to who the hell knows how many you have now.
That's true. I think it was like 700 something last I checked. And on top of that, though, too, Professor, you also have the conflict of basically how much more can it do? I mean, you have Pokemon that are becoming, that can change forms like appliances. You have Pokemon that are based on mythology. You have items that are now Pokemon. Like there's an actual sword that's a Pokemon. What more can you do to this?
And that's my point. Eventually, it's going to come down to the point of we're just going to have to add 1 or 2 new Pokemon in each season, and it's just going to be legendaries.
Well, that brings up another interesting point, though, too, with that. Even if they do that, you're still going to have new starters for each region. And each region will have to have its own flying type, basic one, so on and so forth. A fly in the water, a grass, a fighting, to balance out the mix. And that's the issue with this. It happens every single time.
Yes, yes. But then on top of that, though, there's also the trailer. So we're getting a little further off the topic here. But then we also have the trailer here. So that you have 5 new people that are basically being met in this.
Yeah, the 20th movie sort of seemed like a retelling of the original story. Now it kind of seems like they're taking their original retelling of the story and just trying to take Pokemon in a whole new direction for a newer audience. Because it's like, well, here's the entire entity of Pokemon, and we're just going to take that one part at the start and we're going to skew it off into a different timeline.
And that does make sense, because you can't have it follow the same pathway. That would just be rehashing the movies, having rehashing the shows. Whereas the original 3 movies were wonderfully made.
Yeah, Mewtwo's a thing. I think Mewtwo Strikes Back was a sequel. Pokemon, the Lugia thing. The Wonders, Entei and the Unknown, the third one. All of them Pokemon movies are good. And you have at least 1 or 2 per season, which isn't too bad. But still, I mean, this thing has run its course at this point. Don't get me wrong, I love Pikachu, but there's only so much I think people are willing to take anymore from this.
Yes, you have a point. That's sort of like why the Clumps movie just stopped, whereas we could do a third, should do a third. But that's why a lot of stuff ends how it ends, because nobody wants to have it go on anymore. Eventually, it's going to come to the point where Pokemon will eventually die off, because nobody's going to care anymore, or they're just going to run its course.
Which, in all honesty, you figure after 20 years it would have happened.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely would have happened by now.
Yep, so anyway, the newest movie's been titled, it's coming out, I don't even know. I think it's like later this year. I'm thinking it's coming out. Yeah, I think it's some point later this year. But I just like the fact that they're finally touching on schools in this, especially with that Sun and Moon anime. Ash going to a school. You got a high schooler for this new movie. So it's definitely, they're finally starting to show that there can be normalcy in this world. At the same time, there's not normalcy.
You have a whole bunch of small, tiny creatures that children are capturing inside of tiny balls and using them to battle each other. You no longer have the possibility of having normalcy at that point. When you're able to capture a caterpillar and have it take down a gigantic sand shrew, or a gigantic anteater, or a dinosaur rock monster type thing, normalcy is now thrown out the window.
Yeah, that's true, Professor. That's very true. Very, very true. So, yep, new movie's coming out. Looking forward to it, I guess. I don't know. New information's always coming. Not really my cup of tea with the Pokemon anymore. But I gotta reset my counter again for not talking about Pokemon. X amount of podcasts. I gotta reset that counter again. Man, Pokemon just stinks sometimes. Okay, so the Anime Awards were a couple weeks ago. I think it was like last week. And Made in Abyss won Anime of the Year at the Anime Awards. I honestly thought that this was a joke. When I first saw things for it on Twitter and on Facebook, I'm like, okay, somebody's making a joke. It's a joke. It's, alright, somebody's making a humorous joke. They're like parodying the Oscars and stuff like that. But no, it's legitimate. I'll be damned. It was legitimate. So Crunchyroll held its second annual Anime Awards, bringing in a bunch of special guests to present and announce the winners live from the stage in Los Angeles. The big victors overall were Made in Abyss and My Hero Academia, who's every time I hear anything about anime, instantly it's My Hero Academia. So you know it's something interesting. I haven't seen any of it, but I heard it's damn wonderful to check out. The former of which took home the big prize with Anime of the Year. That went to Made in Abyss. Never heard of it, never seen it, so news to me. You can see the full rundown of winners over at the official Anime Awards website, or you can just jam the highlights reel, to see who took away with what during the festivities. In all honesty, it's an awards show. What is there to say? It's an awards show. There isn't much to say about an awards show. They give out awards for something that was done. I'm not a fan of award shows. I don't like the Oscars. I will never watch the Academy Awards. If you pay me, the Grammys, forget it. I would rather watch soap suds dissolve in a bathtub than watch the Grammys. I watched the Video Game Awards while Spike, which, when it was Spike TV, had it on. I watched the Video Game Awards. I liked the Video Game Awards because it wasn't dull and boring. It was, actually entertaining. It wasn't the same thing done over and over and over again. It was wonderfully made and written. Other award shows, there's just nothing left. By the end of the night for them, you're just so tired and bored. You just want everybody to win just so that they can all go home. And you just have those people that are always there going, yeah, this is great, yeah, this is wonderful, but, there's just nothing more you can do. And only so much of it can you take, and anything else before you start losing your mind with it. Because it's just the same thing every year. Okay, the nominees are name. And the winner is name. That's all it is. What the hell's so great about that? And then you have the whole award shows are rigged anyway and all that other stuff. So award shows are really just a joke at this point anymore. But that's why I was being honest. I thought it was a joke. I kept seeing things all over Twitter for this. Anime awards coming up, anime awards. I'm like, what the hell are the anime awards? I'm like, oh God, they're making like a parody of the Academy Awards or a parody of the Oscars or something. No, it's legitimate. I didn't know. It was last week. It would have been last Saturday, actually. I didn't know. And all of a sudden, it's like, as I see this thing on Twitter, it's like, hey, about to start watching the Anime Awards. And I'm like, oh, holy crap, that is this week. I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm going to miss it. But still, I mean, it's just weird. But who knows? I mean, maybe they do good with their awards. I don't know. Every single time I ever see an award go for something in Hollywood, it doesn't end well. But I don't know. Maybe they did well with this. Who knows? Either way, sounded interesting, but I've never seen Made in the Abyss, so I have no feelings towards it one way or another. So that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Professor, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to say?
No, not really, Andrew. Thank you, though, for having me here this week. Once again, Clump was in charge for a little bit. Yep, Clump was in charge. Eventually, Clump will be back in charge when Clump finds a way to be in charge.
Yes, Professor, I know. But until then, though, folks, it's the same old as always. I will always be your host. But anyway, if you have any topics out there you'd like to hear me talk about, feel free to send them to my discussion page or the email address, acrpodcast@gmail.com. You can post them on my Facebook wall, on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page, or you can tweet them to me at OtakuRoads on Twitter. So, there's plenty of ways to reach out, contact me, leave them in a comment, something, and I'll check it out and I'll talk about it. Just keep in mind, I don't touch politics or religion. Never have, never will. But anyway, until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. Professor Clump is officially left the building. These people have got to teach me how to disappear like a fart in the wind. Seriously, I have got to learn that. But anyway, until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody.